Batman and Captain America, quite possibly two of the most iconic and well-known comic book characters in their own respective universes, and they are just honestly so well loved that it is absolutely phenomenal to see how much love and justice we've seen them get in all of their variations that we've seen through the shows and movies that we've had. But the thing is that I truly believe, despite their various differences, they would most likely absolutely love each other if they were in the same universe. If Batman was in the Marvel universe, if Captain America was in the DC universe, I honestly fully believe that they would get along spectacularly. And today, that's what we're going to be diving into the reasons why I believe the Dark Knight and the First Avengers would form a mutual bond built by true respect, shared values, and a deep understanding of basically what each other means and what it means to be a true hero. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you guys can get caught up with all the latest videos. But with all that said and done, let's get into the video. Both Batman and Captain America are deeply committed to justice and protecting the innocent, driven by an extremely strong moral compass on both ends. Their relationship would most likely automatically start on that base foundation. If we put Batman in the Marvel universe, first of all, from an early age, he would automatically and already know who Captain America is, him being the super soldier from World War II. He would have heard stories of the great Captain America that went missing when he was a kid. And by the time Cap would make his return, everyone would know of him. Everyone would already have kind of respect for him for the things that he did during that war. So there would already be a full commitment right there on why there would be an actual bond between them. And their entire drive for justice, trying to protect people in the best way possible, would just give them an even bigger bond for each other. They would understand that they both have different ways of doing things, yes, but they both are trying to get the same thing done at the end of the day, and they're both doing it in the best way that they know how. Yes, Captain America has the super soldier serum, but he still does everything that he can to prove and show that he is doing everything that it takes. And Bruce and Bruce's Batman is basically the exact same way. Just no super soldier serum, no extra abilities that are making him even more powerful. He's just doing this purely because of the fact that he wants to protect the people of his place. He wants to protect the people of his city, and he's trying to do his best to protect as many people as he can. Their dedication to doing what's right, despite the personal cost that it would cost them, forms probably what would be the most core connection between them. Both heroes are highly skilled in combat, strategy, and leadership. Batman's tactical genius and Captain America's battlefield experience would lead to mutual admiration. The fact that they both specialize in two very close-knitted things that are just on the opposite sides of where you would kind of contemplate things would just make them very well and close friends that can able to be bouncing off ideas from each other. Batman having a fairly good mind when it comes to strategy, when it comes to creating things, but Captain America having that battlefield experience and that actual true intellect and knowledge to be able to come up with situations and be able to lead situations fairly well. Obviously, these two characters are basically both of the leaders of their respective teams in a couple iterations. And I see it being a situation where they probably would have to kind of figure out who of them would be in charge. But even then, it's a very big situation of they would still be working with each other. They would still be contemplating with each other, because this isn't like the situation that I was talking about in one of my last videos where I talked about why Batman would absolutely hate Tony Stark. Captain America is nothing like him. He is quite literally the exact opposite. Even in the MCU, when we first see Cap and Tony interacting, they can't get along because Cap understands that Tony in the beginning is just a man in a suit of armor. And that's the complete opposite of Cap. Cap is doing everything that he can to do whatever it takes to protect the innocent. to protect the people that can't protect themselves. And Batman is doing that exact same thing. So there would just be an extreme situation where there wouldn't be any reason for them to absolutely hate each other automatically. They would probably get along so much better than Cap getting to deal with any other character in his own respective universe already, just due to the fact that there's a good chemistry that could easily be built between there. And when we have situations like how Cap knew the entirety of like Howard Stark, there's probably a good situation that, who knows, maybe one of Bruce's grandparents or whatever, or Bruce's parents, if we're having him be aged around that accordingly, might have been like a war medic or could have done something around that. Obviously, probably not, but there is just that good situation that he would already know or figure out that the Wayne's legacy and like entire family lineage has always been about trying to help people, has always been trying to lead and to show the best parts of being actively rich. Hence why Cap and Tony don't like each other, and Bruce and Tony would absolutely hate each other, because of the fact that their entire reasons for living and their entire reasons for a lot of things are so vastly different. Hence why I honestly see them having a fairly decent relationship. Now, when it comes to Batman and the way that he leads the Bat family, while Captain America is often, as I said, the leader of the Avengers, their shared sense of responsibility for their teams and their willingness to make tough decisions would create an even stronger bond. I've already said, Captain America usually leads the Avengers, but the fact that they both are very good leaders would just honestly help the teams more than anything else. They both understand the responsibilities of leadership. They both know and understand that cost will be needing to be taken, and this won't be a situation where they can just always fight their way through it. They actually have to talk about things. They actually have to respect each other and figure out ways to do things. These two would be able to create such a good working dynamic because Batman understands that this guy is somebody that he could absolutely trust. We have situations of Batman and Superman where they usually, maybe not, even if they don't get along automatically, they always end up becoming extremely close-knit friends, and their relationship just grows very quickly afterwards. Captain America is basically the big blue Boy Scout of the entirety of the Marvel universe, and he just kind of eventually becomes more humanized the longer that he's in the 21st century, the longer that he's able to figure out that the government is actively dealing with anything like that. And another thing that I honestly probably really need to talk about is an event like Civil War. This event would be the main reason that these two would absolutely love each other, due to the fact that Bruce would most definitely be on Cap's side. Bruce isn't a character that likes justice, that likes the government controlling who are heroes. He's not the kind of character that he would even want the government to be. Oh yeah, we have to know what your secret identity is. We have to know and be able to keep tabs on you at all times. We have to be able to control you. Bruce doesn't like to be controlled, and he would absolutely agree and understand Captain America's point of view of not wanting to have the entirety of the government up yours the entirety of the time that you're just trying to do what is best for anybody else. He would 1000% be on Cap's side and fight against the Stark and his entire side of the Civil War. It would just be a very big situation where having Bruce on his team would just basically help Cap's entire argument so much more. One, because he would be the person leading the entirety of any funds that need to be had, because Tony normally does that originally, but Bruce had an entire different way of buying things. There would not be an entire flashy Avengers tower that they have. There would probably be a similar thing to like the Hall of Justice, but that would basically just be more of a waypoint. I honestly see a full situation of the Watchtower happening where they can be able to protect the entirety of the world instead of just being Avengers Tower right here, based in New York for everybody to see. There's the Hall of Avengers or whatever, Avengers Hall or whatever, where the public can come and see all of the Avengers and everything else like that. But it's not going to be a situation where, boom, all of the Avengers are always located here. They all live here. It's most likely just going to be a situation where they're not always known exactly where they are, just to make everything so much easier, because it makes no sense to me on why they would absolutely have all of them just right there in Avengers Tower for no reason. Now, don't get me wrong. While I do think that they would absolutely love each other, I'm not completely saying that they're not going to be butting heads every now and then. They are both two very strong-minded characters, and there would be at least a couple things for them to argue about. One of the main things that I honestly just don't see them arguing about in entirety would be Batman having any Robins. In the comics, Bucky as like Winter Soldier and everything else like that, Bucky is a young kid. He's like a 13-year-old kid. So I don't see Cap having any problem with Batman having like 13-year-old, 14-year-old Robins or whatever, and having like these kids. So if we possibly even like end up bringing any of the like other like Bat family members in there, like Dick Grayson or whatever, it would be a very big situation where some of these people aren't going to have many big problems on it. Not a lot of people, like, well, obviously some people are going to have problems, but it wouldn't be one of the main things that they would be arguing over. It would most likely be more over different choices that they make in terms of being heroes and specific styles on things. Eventually, once Captain America gets less beholden to the government and goes from the Captain America that we see in something like, as example, the first Avengers movie, to something that we see past Civil War and into Infinity War, like into the entirety of that kind of saga, his relationship would be very different with those, because the first one is basically like Superman, completely go happy, go lucky, more like prone to like being this nice, full-out person. But the one that we get later on is one of those characters that Batman actually finally understands. He's able to work with very well, and he can work with both of them because both of them are the same person and they still have the same beliefs. They just go two different ways about it, and both of them are someone that he could easily get behind and work against. Now, one of the other things that I would like to talk about is the fact that both characters are often surrounded by super-powered beings, yet they are both truly human at their core. This is a commonality that would foster even a deeper relationship and understanding and mutual respect between each other's perseverance and resilience. Their entire dealing with the fact of characters like Superman, Thor, and all of these other people would just really help them even build a closer bond as the two real full-on humans that of the team that are normal people and don't have a situation where they just don't automatically get along with. So yes, while we have characters like Iron Man, who is still truly human at core, he has an entire metal suit surrounding him. Captain America, Batman, they have suits that they wear, but they're not like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get hurt. I'm not going to be able to like take a punch and be perfectly fine because I have this entire suit of armor protecting my body at all times. It is more of a thing that would be able to just kind of foster like that closer relationship between them. And when you really think about it, both Batman and Captain America uphold so many ideas that really correlate between each other, such as honor, integrity, and self-sacrifice. These characters' shared values would naturally draw each other together. The fact of both of them are honestly very kind-hearted people in their core. They're both trustworthy people in their core, and they do whatever it takes to like try dealing with the correct outcome. Yes, Batman has his own contingency plans, but that's because he's not really a trusting person, and Cap eventually really wouldn't be too. It would just be one of those big situations where they're not going to trust each other unless they absolutely have to, and once they do, they will not be ever not trust each other again. Because if Batman even was to create like a contingency plan for Captain America, he would actually have to come up with one, because he obviously has his own like full-on things, and no one can tell me that Batman would be able to beat Captain America. Don't even bring Death Battle into this. This is not one of those situations. He would actually have to come up with something, but Cap would actually probably be fine with this because he understands the full-on nature of thinking completely out everything that you would have to deal with. And as I was talking about, they both understand very, very big ideas and values. The entirety of the idea of self-sacrifice. Specifically, when we're talking about this, the traumas that both of these heroes have experienced throughout their entire lives. Batman with the death of his parents, and Captain America with the loss of his friends and the entirety of the world that he knew. This shared experience would most likely lead to empathy and understanding between these two characters, and create a mutual trust and partnership that, given their shared values and respect for each other's capabilities, they would just likely develop an even stronger sense of trust and partnership between them. They would just be able to work together almost perfectly effectively, because we already know that Captain America is easily one of the people that is able to work well and piggyback off of anybody in anything that they're doing, and he would easily be able to do that with a character like Batman, someone that he could easily understand. And honestly, probably Batman would just eventually create Cap a very nice suit, help him create new gadgets, help him upgrade the shield and the way that he uses it, help him just come up with new ways to better himself. When you have Wayne money, you can do whatever you want. I honestly see him helping Cap elevate his game by leagues, just by the fact of them being able to get along so absolutely well, and any full-on guarantees of like the guards, anything else like that. But with all of that said, please tell me what you guys think about this down in the comment section. Do you think that Captain America and Batman would even get along? Do you think that they would have any actual true respect for each other? Do you think that they would even be able to work together whatsoever? And while you're down in the comment section, maybe give me some other ideas on characters that you think either Batman would absolutely love or hate, or any comic characters between Marvel and DC that you think would either hate, love each other, or just have a very weird and like cool relationship for me to talk about. If you guys did enjoy this video, I really hope that you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel, but I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.